Coming back with another video, and it looked like Caitlin Clark has broken the damn internet yes again. We have several things to talk about in this one. We have to talk about the Indiana Fever sending a cryptic message to the fans.
While the WNBA struggles to protect its biggest star, the LPGA just rolled out the red carpet. Cameras flashing, fans cheering, sponsors lining up, and all for a basketball player. Caitlin Clark didn't even need to say a word. Her golf swing just exposed exactly how superstars should be treated. But how did a league she doesn't even play for do what the WNBA couldn't? Let's break down how the LPGA turned Caitlin Clark into their biggest headline, and what that says about women's sports right now. When Caitlin Clark returned to the Annika, driven by Gainbridge Pro-Am at Pelican Golf Club in Florida, no one expected what came next. What was supposed to be a friendly off-season appearance turned into a global spectacle. Ticket sales didn't just rise, they multiplied 12 times over. 34 million social media impressions in a single week. Golf fans, basketball fans, even casual sports watchers. Everyone wanted to see Caitlin Clark swing a club. Pelican Golf Club's chief operating officer said it best. This is one of the most talked about women's golf tournaments ever. The numbers are staggering. Last year's tournament already proved Caitlin's magnetism. This year, it's pure madness. Crowds in Iowa and Fever jerseys line the fairways, chanting her name as if it were a Final Four game. And she's not even a professional golfer. The LPGA knew exactly what they were doing. They paired her with golf royalty, world #1 Nelly Korda and 10-time major champion Annika Sorenstam. The goal wasn't just to fill seats. It was to make a statement. Women's sports could be exciting, glamorous, and profitable all at once, if you treat your stars right. And they didn't just treat Caitlin right, they celebrated her. Nelly Korda said, "It was like playing with a friend. She's relaxed, confident, and just really enjoying herself." Annika Sorenstam added, "She's super mature for 22, handles herself so well, and says the right things. She brought energy and fun to our event."
Last year, Clark played 9 holes with USA star golfer Nelly Korda and another 9 with Annika Sorenstam. Quote, "It was an honor to play in the Pro-Am with Caitlin last year. The crowds were amazing, and we are excited for her to return to the Annika in November," Sorenstam said in a statement. She added, "Such a great dynamic to our event, and her passion for golf and competitiveness were fun to witness firsthand. I look forward to having her back and continuing to introduce the great game of golf to the next generation."
For the LPGA, Caitlin wasn't an outsider. She was a gift, a reason to bring millions of new eyes to their sport. And the organization made sure she felt valued every step of the way.
Quote, "I had an amazing time at the Annika last November and participating in the Pro-Am along Nelly Korda and Annika Sorenstam, 2 of the best in the game," Clark said in a statement. "I'm honored to be an ambassador for a company in Gainbridge that is so committed to elevating women's sports. I can't wait to return to Tampa in November to play in the Pro-Am with the best women golfers in the world."
While the LPGA built an event around Caitlin Clark, the WNBA seems terrified of admitting how much she matters. Remember, this is the same player who increased WNBA attendance by over 300%, boosted national viewership by double digits, and became the league's top jersey seller, yet still earns just $78,000 a year. And instead of celebrating that, too many voices inside the league questioned the hype, downplayed her impact, or worse, targeted her physically on the court. While the WNBA worried about control, the LPGA embraced opportunity. LPGA executives built campaigns around her. They promoted her in every highlight reel. They let her be the headline. The commissioner even called her a once-in-a-generation crossover star who brings incredible energy wherever she goes. That's the difference. The LPGA saw what the WNBA still refuses to see. That Caitlin Clark isn't competition. She's transformation. And the results speak for themselves. The Pro-Am was a sellout. Fans drove from multiple states just to catch a glimpse of her practice swings. ESPN and Golf Channel covered her every move, and even the pros couldn't hide their admiration. Players like Lilia Vu, Andrea Lee, and Megan Kong all rushed to meet her after their rounds. It wasn't jealousy, it was celebration. That's what true support looks like. And outside the fairways, celebrities noticed too. Tiger Woods praised her impact. LeBron James called her special. Chris Evert said the WNBA should appreciate her for what she is, the best thing that's ever happened to women's basketball. Paige Spiranak went viral after tweeting, "The hate toward Caitlin Clark from some players is disappointing. Women can be vicious while preaching empowerment. The LPGA gets it. They're letting her shine." This is the turning point. While one league struggles with resentment, another has unlocked the formula for growth, respect, visibility, and value. Caitlin's appearance didn't just move tickets. It proved a larger truth. Audiences want to see women's sports succeed, but they respond to how those athletes are treated. The LPGA gave her cameras, prime coverage, and gratitude. The WNBA gave her bruises, backlash, and silence. That's not bitterness, that's reality. And the irony? Caitlin never asked for special treatment. She just keeps showing up, humble, calm, focused, and the world follows her anyway. Because fans don't fall in love with leagues, they fall in love with people. And that's what the LPGA understood instantly. As Caitlin stepped onto the Pelican fairways this November, surrounded by thousands of cheering fans, she didn't look like someone fighting for validation. She looked like someone who had already won. No drama, no controversy, just respect. It was the perfect visual metaphor. A basketball star outshining pros in a completely different sport, not because she demanded it, but because she earned it. The LPGA's red carpet treatment wasn't about politics or publicity. It was about understanding the moment. They knew Caitlin represented something bigger, the bridge between women's sports and mainstream culture. Every camera flash, every fan chant, every headline proved the same thing. People crave authenticity and excellence. Caitlin Clark has both. Analysts are already calling her LPGA crossover a marketing masterclass. A win for women's sports that the WNBA could have owned if it had embraced her sooner. And maybe that's the real revelation she exposed. Not the difference in pay, but the difference in respect. The LPGA didn't try to control Caitlin. They trusted her star power, and it worked. Meanwhile, the WNBA is still trying to manage it. And in doing so, they're losing her spotlight to another sport. So while the LPGA celebrates, basketball fans are left asking a painful question. What if the WNBA treated Caitlin Clark the same way? Because in one weekend, a golf tournament showed the world what real support looks like, and reminded everyone that respect will always drive the game forward. Caitlin Clark didn't call anyone out. She didn't demand headlines. She simply proved what happens when greatness is appreciated instead of controlled. And that's the biggest exposure of all. If you're still watching, drop Team Clark in the comments. Because no one changes the game like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's golf comeback was supposed to be a celebration until Kai Trump showed up. Suddenly, a friendly LPGA Pro-Am turned into a political battlefield. On one side, America's most beloved athlete. On the other, the granddaughter of the current US president. What was meant to be a quiet off-season event has exploded into a full-blown rivalry that no one, not even Caitlin, saw coming. But how did a 22-year-old basketball icon and an 18-year-old golf prodigy end up at the center of one of the most polarizing moments in women's sports? Let's break down what really happened and why this story is shaking two entire leagues. When Caitlin Clark announced her return to the LPGA's ANNIKA Pro-Am at Pelican Golf Club in Florida, fans expected another feel-good moment, a glimpse of her fun side during the WNBA offseason. But this year, things are very different. Clark isn't just a basketball player anymore. She's a billion-dollar brand. Her presence alone transforms every event she touches. Last year's Pro-Am was historic. Ticket sales skyrocketed 12-fold. 34 million social media impressions in just a few days. Golfers couldn't believe the crowds. Fans wearing Fever and Iowa jerseys packed the fairways like it was the Final Four. LPGA officials even called it the most talked about women's golf event in history. This year, anticipation was already off the charts until Kai Trump entered the picture. That's right. Kai Trump, granddaughter of current US President Donald Trump, received a special sponsor exemption to make her LPGA Tour debut at the exact same tournament. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Kai, just 18 years old, is a University of Miami golf commit. Her inclusion instantly ignited a firestorm online. To some, it looked like a political publicity stunt. To others, a masterclass in marketing. But no matter which side you're on, one thing was clear. This was no longer just about golf. Because when you put Caitlin Clark and a Trump in the same tournament, headlines write themselves. Fans immediately split. Some cheered the crossover moment, saying, "This is great for women's sports." Others accused the LPGA of turning the event into political theater. And right in the middle of it all, Caitlin Clark, who had nothing to do with the decision, found herself dragged into yet another controversy. The story quickly became Caitlin Clark versus Kai Trump. Two completely different worlds colliding. The beloved, squeaky clean basketball superstar versus a name that sparks division wherever it goes. As soon as the news broke, the internet exploded. Hashtags like hashtag Team Clark and hashtag Team Trump started trending. Golf forums turned into political debates. Even cable networks picked up the story. And if the media circus wasn't enough, tension inside the WNBA added another layer of drama. Remember, Caitlin Clark's golf appearances have always been a sore spot for some players. This year, with Kai Trump added to the mix, that same jealousy flared up again. Players and fans questioned why Clark was getting more attention for swinging a golf club than for her WNBA achievements. But the LPGA didn't care. They leaned all the way in. They paired Clark with world number 1 Nelly Korda and 10-time major champion Annika Sorenstam, basically the Mount Rushmore of women's golf. These legends praised her composure and competitiveness. Nelly Korda even said, "It was like playing with a friend. She's that good." Meanwhile, LPGA executives called her a once-in-a-generation crossover star. They built marketing campaigns around her face. They gave her national TV coverage for a practice round. Compare that to how the WNBA treats her. Underpaid, over-targeted, and sometimes outright disrespected. The contrast couldn't be sharper. And now, as the LPGA event approaches, the narrative has shifted completely. It's not just Clark's return to golf, it's her collision with a Trump. The media started running with sensational headlines. Clark's red carpet showdown. Two worlds collide in women's golf. Politics meets the fairway. And insiders claim Clark was caught off guard by Kai's inclusion. One source said she feared the event could become more about politics than sports. But Kai's camp brushed it off, saying she was just here to play golf. Still, the optics tell a different story. Both women are commanding the spotlight, but for totally different reasons. Clark represents the future of women's sports. Record-breaking viewership, massive crowds, and the power of likability. Kai represents legacy, wealth, and political influence. And when the two step onto the same fairway, it's not just a tee-off, it's a cultural collision. The first day of the Pro-Am is already being hyped like a heavyweight fight. Imagine the scene. Thousands of fans waving Fever jerseys on one side, Trump supporters with flags on the other. Cameras zooming in on every glance, every handshake, every smile that could be read as shade. Sports journalists are calling it a proxy war for America's future of fame. Even ESPN anchors are asking, is this good for women's sports or turning it into a spectacle? One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. This isn't golf. It's reality TV with a scoreboard. But beneath all the chaos, one truth stands out. Caitlin Clark didn't create this rivalry. The media did. She just wanted to play golf, raise the profile of women's sports, and enjoy her off-season. Yet she's once again become the lightning rod for everything: jealousy, politics, and the never-ending debate over who deserves the spotlight. When the cameras start rolling at Pelican Golf Club on November 12th, the world will be watching every move. Will Clark and Kai exchange friendly smiles or icy stares? Will the focus stay on golf or devolve into a headline circus? No one knows, but one thing's certain: both women are symbols of how powerful attention has become in modern sports. For Kai, it's inherited. For Caitlin, it's earned. Clark has built her fame on skill, grace, and authenticity, the kind that transcends leagues. She broke records, carried the WNBA to its highest ratings ever, and still earns less than a rookie salary in men's basketball. Kai, meanwhile, is stepping into that same spotlight, not through dominance, but through legacy. And together, whether they like it or not, they've turned this LPGA event into the most watched women's tournament in years. Analysts are already calling it a marketing masterstroke for the LPGA and a missed opportunity for the WNBA. Because while the LPGA celebrates Clark's crossover appeal, the WNBA seems more focused on controlling it. As one analyst put it, the LPGA rolled out the red carpet. The WNBA set the traps. And maybe that's the real story here. Not Caitlin Clark versus Kai Trump, but how women's sports keeps choosing drama over unity. Still, fans are ready for the showdown, because whether it's golf, basketball, or politics, this rivalry has captured everyone's attention. And at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark doesn't need to win the tournament to make history. She's already proven something bigger, that her presence alone can change the game. If you're still watching, drop Team Clark or Team Trump in the comments, and let's see which side really wins this rivalry.
Yeah, well, I'm just obviously really thankful for Gainbridge and everything that they do, not only in women's sports, but just sports in general. It's tremendous, and I feel very lucky to be a partner of theirs, and sports unites people, and that's kind of what this feels like too. It's just bringing people together where they can find joy in something.
Caitlin Clark just did what even Tiger Woods couldn't. One swing, one record, and one jaw-dropping moment that left the entire golf world in disbelief. Fans screamed, cameras flashed, and even Tiger himself looked on, speechless. But the real shock isn't just that Caitlin Clark broke a golf world record. It's who stayed silent while the world cheered. It all began on a breezy Friday morning at the RSM Classic Pro-Am, a friendly celebrity golf tournament that suddenly turned into a worldwide event. It wasn't supposed to be special, just a relaxed off-season moment for athletes and celebrities. But then one name appeared on the lineup, Caitlin Clark, and that changed everything.
They are going to do what's best for business, unlike the WNBA. Let's be clear here. It's just so funny, and I said this in a video before. Every league understands the value of Caitlin Clark. Every single league, and we're going to get into this article. Every single league, from Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NBA, everybody seems to understand the value that Caitlin Clark brings to the table, except guess who? Except who? The league she plays in, the WNBA. Kathy, in my opinion, this is the reason you gotta go.
By sunrise, fans were already lined up outside the gates. Golf tickets sold out faster than ever before. For the first time in the tournament's history, there were more Caitlin Clark jerseys than golf hats in the crowd. Every camera, every reporter, every fan. They weren't there for Tiger or for any LPGA legend. They were there for her. When the announcer's voice echoed through the speakers, from the University of Iowa, now representing the Indiana Fever, please welcome Caitlin Clark. The crowd erupted, but then came silence. You could hear the wind brushing through the grass. She took her stance, steady and calm. And when she swung, boom! The sound of that first drive echoed like thunder, straight, clean, powerful. Her very first shot landed beyond 270 yards, Reporters rushed in, fans screamed, cameras flashed. Tiger Woods smiled from the sidelines. Steph Curry turned to a reporter and said, "That's the best first swing I've ever seen." And just like that, the basketball queen was suddenly the hottest name in golf. Golf Digest called her the most natural crossover athlete since Michael Jordan. ESPN's headline read, "Caitlin Clark just changed golf forever." But while the golf world opened its arms to her, the WNBA world grew strangely quiet. As the internet exploded with clips of her perfect drive, fans began to notice something. Some of Caitlin's biggest rivals, Angel Reese, Aja Wilson, even a few WNBA teammates, had said nothing. No tweets, no congratulations, just silence. One fan commented, "Every media outlet in the world is talking about Caitlin Clark, and the WNBA still acts like she doesn't exist." Meanwhile, the golf community embraced her like a hero. LPGA star Nelly Korda walked right up to Caitlin and said, "You're welcome here, you belong here." Another pro, Maria Fassi, told reporters, "Caitlin's energy is pure. She brings a fire we've been missing." In basketball, she'd been treated like an outsider. In golf, she was treated like royalty. And that contrast between rejection and recognition only made her next moment even more historic. Hole 7, a par 4, where even pros sometimes miss the green. The crowd went silent again. Caitlin Clark adjusted her stance, her eyes locked on the flag. The wind picked up. She exhaled one deep breath and swung. The ball soared through the air like it was guided by destiny. It landed perfectly on the fairway, rolled, and stopped within inches of the cup. Gasps, cheers, pure chaos. Commentators couldn't believe it. She wasn't just good, she was elite. When the round ended, Caitlin finished 13 under par, breaking the Pro-Am's all-time record. Let that sink in. A basketball player walked into golf and broke a world record on her very first try. Tiger Woods, standing off to the side, told reporters, "That was one of the cleanest, most confident swings I've ever seen from a non-pro." And Steph Curry joked on Twitter, "Caitlin Clark might just be better than me at this point." Within minutes, Caitlin Clark golf was trending #1 worldwide. Golf Digest, ESPN, Bleacher Report. Every outlet had the same headline. She did what Tiger Woods never could. But it wasn't just about the swing. It was about what it represented. Event organizers said ticket demand increased 1,200% the moment Caitlin was announced. Everywhere she goes, the numbers follow. Attendance, ratings, merchandise. They call it the Caitlin effect. And this time, even Tiger Woods was part of it. Later that day, Caitlin sat down for an interview. She smiled and said, "I came here just to have fun, but I guess I can't stop competing." Her parents watched proudly from the crowd, tears in their eyes. Her mom said, every time she picks up something new, she gives her whole heart to it. And that's the difference. While others tried to tear her down, Caitlin just kept showing up, proving that greatness doesn't depend on where you play, but how you play. In basketball, she was criticized for stealing headlines. In golf, she was celebrated for making history. She didn't switch sports, she switched the narrative. Because here's the truth, Caitlin Clark didn't just hit a record-breaking shot. She shattered expectations again. And in doing so, she reminded the world what real talent looks like when it's not held back by politics or jealousy. That single drive wasn't just a highlight, it was a statement. For years, people have told female athletes to stay in their lane, but Caitlin Clark just showed the world that there is no lane. She's not just a basketball player anymore. She's a movement, a living, breathing example of what happens when you refuse to be boxed in. So now the question is, will she train with golf pros? Could she compete in future PGA or LPGA events? Or is this just the beginning of something even bigger? Because if this was just a casual day off, imagine what happens when she actually tries. Caitlin Clark didn't just swing a golf club. She swung open a door. For every woman who's ever been told, you don't belong here. And she didn't need a league, a coach, or a spotlight to do it. Just her drive, literally, If you're still watching, drop GOATSWING in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because this isn't the end of Caitlin Clark's story. It's just the beginning of her legend.
Get messy.